Tourists make a seal go unconscious so that children could take pictures with it.
Oh, doesn't it look so great? He's sleeping.
Yeah, no, that little dude ain't sleeping on his own accord. I know the Earth ain't gonna be living forever, but whenever I see this stuff, I really just wish it kind of sped up. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video for the day. We are going back into r/NoahGetTheBoat because some people really are that horrible. So, yeah, this is your, this is kind of a heads up on the content warning. Y'all might see some stuff that might not be too savory. So, if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout, or click the link down below. It will automatically apply the code to your transaction, and it helps support the channel. Teen who makes teddy bears for children of fallen officers out of their uniforms is getting the opposite of life threats for supporting law enforcement. This is going a bit far. Look, whether or not you support cops or law enforcement, whatever it is, don't go after people who are trying to help other people who've lost loved ones. It doesn't sound right at all. This is one of the things I don't like about social media, is that you post something and then there's bound to be people that will just send you things that they very much would not be able to be okay with saying in person, you know, because when you're behind a computer and everything, you don't have to feel like you have any consequences to your actions, so yeah, people are gonna act like this, and it really does suck that people can just throw those out there all willy-nilly and everything. Like, dudes out here just trying to help people that lost their loved ones, and people are sending them threats to not be alive anymore? That just sounds ridiculous the more I keep on saying it. Even some of the people in the comments were saying things like, look, I may not like cops, okay, but this is too far. If you guys would like to actually go and know a little bit more about this organization, the organization is known as Blue Line Bears, a non-profit which has the goal of helping children of fallen law enforcement officers cope with a devastating loss. When you lose a loved one, it's never easy, so I very much respect these guys for being able to go out and trying to help make families feel better. If you do decide to look more into it, please do so with respect for what the nonprofit is doing. I do not condone any type of negative activities towards them, and if you're the dingus who'd act in such a negative way, I do not want you in my community. Going after a nonprofit, just doing something to help people feel better, is not good at all. I don't want any of that near me. Yeah, so Applebee's wanted to give me horrible service, and then was a-holes about it. So I left them a dookie cocoon in the porcelain throne. What do you want to bet that he was doing something that was rude to other people, and then when Applebee's decided to say something about it, that then led to this reaction? Because, you know, when people tell you to stop being an a-hole, let's just have this be an appropriate reaction now, don't we? Oregon file person faces 2,750-year jail sentence for doing the R thing to a 6-year-old girl more than 100 times. David McCutcheon, 36, could be sentenced to 2,750 years behind bars, faces 70 counts of it, 40 counts of sodomy, and 110 counts of criminal mistreatment, and relates to the alleged thing of a girl beginning when she was 6 years old. Never really understood when the criminal sentencing becomes this long, you just don't call it life, but I'm not sure. There's probably some kind of legal thing behind it all. Either way, this is going to be a very obvious case of Dingus here is going to learn about the totem pole in prison the very, very hard and painful way. And based on the length of his sentence, he's going to be learning that lesson for a pretty good while.
I tattooed you. Can I have your Patreon for life?
Look, you might have a favorite content creator, but getting something permanently done to your body with their face, because they made a one-time joke is a bit of a stretch. Gonna be legit there. Burglar contacted 2 types of STDs after snorting more than 50 grams of dried human nut in a mistaken belief that it was illegal substances. How do you get those two mixed up? I am so confused. What the? A Wisconsin man is accused of hurling a baby against a wall because he was losing a game of NBA 2K. Look, I don't care how good or bad at a game you are, and I can understand getting a little ragey if you happen to have a bad match or anything, but do not pick up the baby just because you happen to lose a game and want to do that. Children went over Niagara Falls before mother. Police say this was intentional. New York State Police say that they are continuing to search for the bodies of a mother and her 2 children who went over Niagara Falls on Monday night. The victims, identified as 33-year-old Shanti Means, her 9-year-old son Roman Rossman, and her 5-month-old daughter Mecca Means, are presumably dead. The Niagara Gazette reports investigators are starting to shed some light on what they know, calling the incident intentional in nature. We do believe this is intentional, but the circumstances of what actually happened are under investigation. They definitely went there that night, and none of them returned. Due to this information, we do know it was an intentional act, but the reason why is a tougher answer, said Trooper James O'Callahan, a state police public information officer. The circumstances of how that went down, that is the part we may be able to solve, or we may never know. Not going to get into what the witnesses saw because it's still an active case, but it is alarming what they told us. O'Callahan said the incident was captured on video by surveillance cameras in the state park and near the brink of the falls. The 9-year-old boy entered the water first, going over a 3 to 4 foot safety railing around 9 p.m. on Monday, followed by the baby girl, and then her mother jumped in. The boy went over the falls first, he said. When asked if Means was chasing after her children, O'Callahan said, "No, we believe that this was intentional." Investigators are working to determine if mental health issues may have played a role. According to the Gazette, the fathers of both children have been very cooperative, O'Callahan added. Means, who lived in Niagara Falls with her family, reportedly worked as a DV counselor in western New York. The investigation and search for the bodies are both continuing. Searchers, including park police, marine units, and drones, have been focusing on the Niagara River Gorge and shoreline. An Arizona man stored his deceased father in a freezer for years to keep their home, police say. A man in Arizona told detectives that he put his deceased father's body in a freezer and moved it around the state for 4 years, all to keep a roof over his head, police say. Joseph Hill was arrested last week on multiple charges, including concealing a body in his backyard and failing to report the death of someone not under the care of a healthcare provider, according to police. CNN has reached out to the Maricopa County Police Office of the Public Defender for comment. A bond of $25,000 was set for his release, according to the final release order of the case. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for November 4th. According to court documents obtained by CNN, Tampa police received an online tip on October 22nd, alleging the 51-year-old Arizona native was keeping his dead father, Joseph Hill Sr., in a freezer in the backyard of his residence. The tip described the freezer to be covered in a tarp and blankets. Police visited Hill at his home the same day, but were barred from inspecting the freezer. According to a probable cause statement in the documents, the defendant claimed his father had passed away in Oregon 4 years ago. Detectives on the case attempted to verify Hill Sr.'s record of death, but were unable to do so, according to the statements. They instead found records showing Hill's father was still the owner of the home, and that he was collecting Social Security benefits up until March of 2023. Detectives arrived at Hill's residence days later after obtaining a search warrant, according to the statement. Upon explaining the terms of the warrant, Hill's demeanor began to change, police said, and he revealed that there would be something in the freezer. After being read his Miranda rights, Hill told police that his father passed away at the residence 4 years ago, according to the statement. The next day, he said he bought a freezer with the intention of eventually burying his father in a plot of land he purchased in Strawberry, Arizona, the document noted. He told police that he did not want to report Hill Sr.'s death because he was not on the deed of the Tampa home and was afraid to lose his residence, the statement said. Over the past 4 years, Hill said he intermittently lost power in both his Strawberry home and the residence in Temp due to fires, causing him to move the freezer around, the statement said. On several occasions, Hill also attempted to bury the freezer in the desert, but he claimed that there were always people out there, according to the documents. The freezer had been in his backyard without power for roughly 4 to 6 months, the statement said. Detectives removed layers of tarp, blankets, saran wrap, and duct tape to find human skeletal remains in the freezer, as well as an extensive amount of biological matter, according to documents. The Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office has yet to release an autopsy report that could determine Hill Sr.'s cause of death. I very much am doubting this is just a simple case of dude wanted to get a cheap casket. Something is not adding up here. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye!